Well, I do feel like slowly but surely we are turning Real Betis into an absolute brilliant Spanish team. We're not there yet, but I reckon in a couple years' time we should easily be challenging for the league title. Hello, welcome to Club 3, part 19 of the Globe Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we do have our summer transfer window where we'll be hopefully trying to sign as many wonder kids as humanly possible to hopefully try and get us from a Champions League team, which we are. We're very good at doing that now. It's the second season in a row which we have qualified for the Champions League. But hopefully, I want to try and take that next step up and hopefully try and challenge for the title next year. Obviously, we finished on 73 points. The league winners, Barcelona, finished on 92. I mean, if we can cut out the draws and the defeats, I reckon we could be up there with a decent summer transfer window and some great signings. I reckon we could turn this squad into a world-class squad and maybe possibly win the Champions League next season. Maybe that might be a little bit out of reach, but we'll see what happens in today's episode. But let's take a look at the end of season review. Obviously, the first division, pretty good. The board expected us to qualify for the Europa League. We did that. Qualified for the Champions League, so that was even better. Champions League didn't go to plan. We got knocked out in the first knockout round, so hopefully we can go a little bit further this season. We didn't actually sign too many players. How many players did we actually sign? Did we sign any at all? We signed, by the looks of it, I think we signed 4 players. Did Sergio come in last season? Mikel Jensen came in this season. Sergio came in this season. Obviously, never really saw him play, but he will be in the squad this coming season and beyond. And I think all these are pretty much youngsters. I don't know who they are. They don't play for us, so I can only presume they were trialists. That's what I'm leaning towards. Did we sign a Kanji? He was alone, and no, that was a year before. So we only signed 6 players. 7. Oh, Dionisio is also going to be joining the first team. So there's going to be 3 new players who are coming back from loan and going straight into the first team squad. So which is obviously the 3 players. Dionisio, by the way, 20 goals in the second division. So he's definitely capable of the step up. Alberto Barbero is the other player that will be making the step up into the first team. I mean, look at his value already. 19 years old, already valued at 74 to 104 million. So we only signed 4 players. I cannot believe we're 6 players. Victor Roque, Senore, who probably will be moving on. Boateng, who will be staying for the long haul, and Aurelio. I think Aurelio probably does go, so it's not too bad. I think we'll probably sell a lot of players this season, more than most seasons, because we haven't really been selling that many players, and obviously 2 players retiring, but we've got 2 players coming in for them already. But let's see what the board wants us to do next season. So they want us to, I think all this is pretty much the same, but there's a couple of things I didn't recognise. Greece commercial revenue, that's happening slowly. The more Champions League seasons we get, the more money we get. That's what I'm leaning towards. Play entertaining football. Sign players to sell for profit. We're sort of doing that. I mean, judging by Smearits, for example, signed him for 18 million. I think it would definitely go for at least £100 million when the club choose to sell him, which I'm not going to. The club can do that for me. We'll work within the wage budget. That is fairly simple. We've got like 400k spare wage budget. I don't think we're going to go over the top of that. Then 1-year contracts for any old people, so I think that's all pretty good. Then they want us to qualify for the Europa League again, so again we'll qualify for the Champions League. Then Champions League reach the first knockout round, so that's just the playoffs. If we finish in the top 8, that would be good, but I'm not going to set my expectations too high. I could ask them to not to judge the Champions League. That would be imagine if I asked them not to judge the league. That would be absolutely crazy, but I'm not going to do that. I'm quite happy with the expectations. Let's talk to the players next season, who I expect most of them will be with us, I'm hoping. So let's talk about the league. I think I know we're good enough for the Champions League, but we're going to set expectations low and go for the Europa League, and that's what I just wanted to hear. I'm not going to talk about the Champions League. I'm not going to talk about the Spanish Cup because, quite frankly, they're not important at the moment. So, pre-season, where do we want to go? Yeah, pre-season lasts for 4 weeks. That is completely fine. Where do we want to go? If we're gonna have a training camp under the current plans, we're gonna be going to Scotland. I don't think so. I'm from England, and quite frankly, I'm getting a little bit homesick. So let's go back to England, and hopefully might try and do a couple of friendlies against some of our old teams, Weston-Super-Mare and West Brom. Those are the only two clubs. So we'll try and arrange friendlies with both of them, or just one of them. We've had an offer for a player. Who's that? Pedro Perez. Fill your boots. He's absolutely wonderful. I know it says he's got 5-star potential, but when you click on him, he's got 3 stars. I'm not too fussed about that. He's in our C team. He ain't going to get anywhere near the squad, which the squad doesn't look too bad at the moment. We do have a lot of players out of contract. Pablo Garcia is out of contract. Didn't realise he was one of them. I mean, he's 33 years old. Arthur Vermeeren, another player that's out of contract. Maidment is leaving us. Furman's retiring. Patillo's retirement. So it's really only Vermeeren and Garcia that we have to think about giving new contracts to. I think we probably just sell them both because realistically we're not going to get very much money for either of them. So I think they probably both go because obviously we've got Alberto Barbero ready to come and replace Pablo Garcia. So I think that's an adequate replacement. He's already 3 stars at current bits. He's barely played for the first team. And obviously Sergio is going to come into the squad and hopefully be the starting centre-back partnership with Dervas. I mean, he's absolutely quality, and he's a wonder kid. Without signing wonder kids, we're already introducing 2 into the squad. That is absolutely ridiculous. We've still got Jonas Ferreras, who we will try and sell. He's still got 1 year left on his contract. I think anyone with 1 year left on its contract, whether it's like Roque, I think probably goes. Sergio, the right winger, might stay, but he will only ever be a backup for next year. And obviously, Veredas will obviously be trying to go. Obviously, I think we tried to sell him last season, but we'll see what happens. In major news, I ain't got a clue what we're doing in terms of transfer business at the moment. We've had a couple of people retire in terms of jobs, so Scout Fitness Coach, that is all good. So hopefully, I say hopefully, by the time 1st of July comes around, we should have 2 new additions added to the squad, possibly more. See what happens, but hopefully we might be saying bye-bye to any departing players that leave the club. When it's currently the 1st of July, we have done a little bit of transfer business, or the transfer business that were done with 2 signings that we did prior to the transfer window even opening or the season ending. But we have sold 1 player, and that is Atta Signore. He has joined Alteroon for a fee of £11 million. He wasn't really getting too much game time, and we're signing a new left back anyway, so might as well get him gone, try and get a bit of money for him, try and make a decent profit from him, which we did make a £4 million profit, so it's not too bad. It could have been a little bit better, but these are the 2 players that we have brought in. First up, we've got Kim Volmar, who is a German left back, 3 stars of capability, 5 stars of potential. Leading first division player, could improve a lot, which is very good. He comes in from Borussia Dortmund for £11 million. This was like a pre-range transfer deal, so £11 million has already come out of the transfer budget prior to us getting the new transfer budget. But he is a wonder kid as well, so we've got at least I don't know how many wonder kids in the squad now, at least 3 or 4. Then next up we've got Fran, who is a Spanish goalkeeper, 2.5 stars of current ability, 5 stars of potential. Good first division player, could improve a lot. He comes in from Juventus for £16 million, so not too bad. It doesn't say a value, which seems a bit weird. He is in the first team, right? That just seems very strange. I've never had that before. Not for sale, which is bizarre. But what's his release score? 53 million. So I would say his value is probably at least 50 million. That's what I'm leaning towards. So apart from those two signings, which Volmar, I'm very excited about him. He carries a lot of decent acceleration. 6'5" as well. A left back, 6'5", pretty fast. I think he's going to be one hell of a player. And only 19, he's only going to get better. He might get taller, but I think he's going to get better. But this is the squad at the moment. So obviously goalkeepers, we've got Fran and Sissoko. Sissoko's going to be first choice, and Fran can play in the Spanish Cup and maybe the latter stages of the league phase or the easy games of the league phase. We'll see who we get. Obviously, that with the Champions League phase fixtures, will be revealed at the end of today's episode. Then right backs at the moment, we do have Boateng, we do have Lee Chong. I think Lee Chong probably does. I think we will transfer this in because I don't think we'll see if there's. Oh, we might. How much should we pay him? Sign him for? We might make a slight loss, but I'm not too fussed about that because he is very much a backup. And obviously, we do have new boy Sergio, who is very much a centre back, so we will take him off the loan list because we don't need him on there. Then obviously, with Linchon potentially going, we will need to sign another right back. Fernandez is still at the club. We will get him gone. Mark my words, he will leave the club in today's episode. Don't care how much money we get for him. I want him out of this club because he should have been sold years ago, but we just couldn't quite get the right deal. Then obviously we've still got like the Guga, who's not right back. Probably, I don't know where he'll be this year. Whether he's a backup to Sergio. I think defensively we're looking very solid this year. Obviously still got the likes of Leno, Dervas, Aurelio is another player I would like to try and get rid of because I just don't think he's that great. 21 million would be actually quite decent because that would be a profit. Then moving on to defensive midfielders, Arthur Vermeeren did leave the club alongside the left winger Pablo Garcia. Who left the club? It is Pablo Garcia, right? I wasn't just making that one up. So yeah, Pablo Garcia, Arthur Vermeeren signed for Pachuca, who's a Mexican team. Very nice retirement home there, I hope. So Pablo Garcia did leave us, so he's probably going to end up retiring, or we might just retire to Saudi Arabia. Then obviously Jay Maymont did join Newcastle United. How many games he'll get for Newcastle? Who knows? So Prente is the only defensive midfielder at the moment. We'll keep an eye out for another one. We will sign another defensive midfielder. How good? I do not know. And central midfielders, we've still got Belotti, who probably will be another player that will probably, I reckon, will be out the door. We're not going to transfer this in. We're not going to actively look to sell him because he's still a decent backup. So he didn't have a bad season last year. 3 goals, 4 assists, not too bad for a backup. Then alongside there, what other central midfielders do we have? We've got Pelotta, we've got Costa Silva, and we've got Jose Hernandez. So we definitely need at least another, I'd say another channel midfielder just to provide some competition with Hernandez because Costa Silva and Pelotta both attacking midfielders. Then I think that should be fine. The midfield done unless we sell Pelotta, then we need another attacking midfielder. Then right wingers, we do have Manis Miras and Sergio. They're both at the club. That's Sergio the right winger, not Sergio the centre back. That is going to get confusing, I think. Then left wingers, we've got Alberto Barrero, who is wanted by Newcastle alone. We'll take him off the loan list because he's very much going to be our first choice, I think. So he just looks absolutely quality. At 6'3", he is very pacey. Then obviously Enrique Bernal, who's still at 20 years old, hasn't improved a lot, which I'm slightly concerned about, but I'm not gonna worry about it just yet. Then strikers, we do have Mikel Jensen, Victor Roque still at the club. Then new boy, not new boy. He had a very good loan spell with Girona where he had 20 goals in 39 games. That is not too bad in the second division as well. So I think he'll be a very good player. Obviously, he won't be playing every game. He'll very much start on the bench most games. But Mikel Jensen will be playing week in, week out. I think Victor Roque's time might be done. I think he probably goes, and Dionisia will be perfectly fine as a backup. So at the moment, the squad is looking. There's a few players I would like to sell, such as like of obviously Veredas and Aurelio. Apart from that, I think most of the transfer business is done. Don't really know what positions we need until that sort of stuff will get much more clearer towards the start of the season. So I think we'll probably, I don't know when the season actually starts. I don't know when the Champions League fixtures get released. Probably not for a while. So I think it'd be a bit extreme to jump straight to release day. So I think we'll probably give it at least, we'll give it 3 weeks till about end of July. And hopefully by then we might have said bye-bye to a couple more players. And hopefully we will have signed a few more wonder kits. Well, we do have currently just under a month before we start the brand new Spanish season, where our first game of the season is against Real Madrid. Not an easy start, but it's not difficult because our last game against them, we beat them. What was the score? 5-1. I think that's probably a big enough reason for us to just completely dismiss that game. I was going to play it in tomorrow's episode, but I am second guessing myself. I think, you know what, I'd be a fool not to show you that game. So that game will be coming up in the next episode. So that's where we'll end today's transfer special. I was going to end it on Champions League fixture release days. So in tomorrow's episode, we'll do Real Madrid and obviously the first Champions League phase game. Whoever that be against, that will be revealed in tomorrow's episode. But we have been very busy transfer business wise. We've sold quite a lot of players. I think we've sold one player. We've actually sold more than one player. We sold Jonas Veredas. He has finally joined Elche. He's still in the Spanish league. He's joined them for £2 million, so not bad. Was it a profit? I didn't see if it was a profit or not. A slight profit, only a £100,000 profit, so not too bad. It says it there. That's what's good about it. It does say whether you made a profit or not. Then obviously Senor went to Altarim for £11 million. Ramiro Chong has joined ABBA in Saudi Arabia for £4.8 million. Again, another slight profit, £100,000 profit. Then Aurelio has joined AS Roma for a fee of 21 million, so that's a £2.5 million profit. We have signed one player, and that is Anas Ulshan. He's a Croatian defensive midfielder, 2.5 stars of current ability, 4 stars of potential. Good first division player, potentially can be a star first division player. That would be absolutely perfecto. He comes in from PSG for a fee of £9 million, and I don't know about Bergamo, whoever they are. I'm going to presume that's probably Atalanta, I'd say, but I could be wrong on that. But he only had 2 games, but he is very much only going to be a backup this season. But obviously, with Prente still here, I think he's going to be pretty much first choice. So at the moment, this is what the squad is looking like. So goalkeepers, we've got Fran and Sissoko. Right backs, our only right back at the moment is Francis Boateng. We've got multiple players that can play there, but none of them are really right backs. And obviously centre backs, we've got Sergio and Guga. They're going to be the main centre backs. And the ball playing defender will be Agris Dervas. So we definitely need another centre back to provide cover for Dervas, whoever that may be. This defence is very good. The centre backs look probably the best we've ever seen them, because Sergio, he looks absolutely quality. He's wanted by Arsenal, Liverpool, or PSG. Not permanent, but a loan. That seems very strange. I don't really understand that. Then left backs, we've got obviously got Bruno. Then unfortunately, Kim Volmar picked up an injury. It's going to be out for 2 months, so he's going to be out until late September. So he's going to miss a first, I'd say, 5 games of the season. He might miss a couple Champions League games, but I think we'll be fine. I think we can survive without him. If Leno gets injured, I don't know what we do. Probably just play Francis at left back and play one of the right backs we'll play one of the centre backs at right back. And then defensive midfielders, pretty solid. We've got new boy Oljan and Prente. So I'm feeling fairly confident. Oljan could potentially become better than Prente. Obviously, he won't play every game, but he'll play in the little games, I'd say. Then he'll come off the bench in the league. Might start a few Champions League games here and there. In centre midfielders, we have got obviously Matteo Balotta still at the club alongside Costa Silva and Hernandez. And then right wingers, we've got the other Sergio alongside Manis Miras, who has signed a new contract, 150k a week. His new release scores 208 million. That's how good he is. Still a wonder kid. I wonder what that will be when he turns 21, which is a few months' time. So I reckon it's going to be like an elite right winger. He can't be one of the best right wingers in the world yet, but he will be. Then obviously left wingers, we've got Alberto Barbero and Enrique Bernal. Then strikers, we do have Mikel Shenson, Victor Roque, who is potentially going to go out on loan back to Brazil because he's not going to get any game time. Then we've got Dionisio as our second choice striker, potentially first choice if he starts bagging in the goals, which I'm sure he will do. I think there are very good competitions, so we don't actually need too many more players before the start of the season. We've got literally just under a month, so I reckon it's doable. So we just need a right back, a centre back, and a centre mid, a channel midfielder at the bare minimum. Just 3 players under a month. I think it's doable. So hopefully by the time we get around to our fixture against Real Madrid, we should have assembled probably a decent squad capable of challenging for the league title. Well, we have made it to the start of the brand new Spanish season, and I still cannot believe we're about to play Real Madrid in the first game of the season, which will be coming up in tomorrow's episode alongside the first Champions League game of the new season, whoever that may be against. I don't know when the announcement will be made. I presume it will be. I reckon it'd probably be sometime between Real Madrid game and the Ultra game. It's sometime, I think it's late August. It could be in September. I don't know when it is. But good news is we have fully assembled a 22-man squad capable of winning the Spanish League, hopefully. But let's take a look at the newest additions that we have made, because obviously this episode we haven't made that many signings. Obviously earlier in the season we signed Fran and Kim Volmar. Kim Volmar still injured, still out for 4 weeks, so you might see him in tomorrow's episode. You might not till the next episode, whenever it is. Obviously we also signed Oljan, and it's pretty good. But there was one more departure. That was Victor Roque. He has joined SBO on loan for the rest of the whole of the season. He will be back. When does his contract end? December. That might be slightly problematic. We'll try and sell him before then. He does have an optional future fee of 4 million, which if SBO like him, they can pay for him. But we have only signed the 3 players: the centre mid, the centre back, and a right back. Then first up is we've got the central midfielder, Dave Lacroix. He's a Dutch centre midfielder, 3 stars of current ability, 4.5 stars of potential. Leading first division player, could improve a lot. He comes in from FC Utrecht for a fee of £85 million. That's a lot of money, but I think it's money well spent. I think he's going to be one hell of a player and a wonder kid. He's going to be one of the guys that keeps improving season after season, and hopefully one day he becomes one of the best players in the world, alongside Manis Miras and a few other players in our squad. The next up, we've got Yassine Leroy. He is a Belgian centre-back, 2 stars of co-ability, 3.5 stars of potential. Leading second division player, potentially first division standard. He comes in from NEC for a fee of £6.25 million. I don't know how much game time this guy's going to get. He might not get any game time. Might send him out alone and get in another centre back, but that remains to be seen. Very much, and we're going to keep him as a backup. He doesn't look too bad. I think he'll be right. I think he'll be fine. I mean, we've got Guga as a perfect adequate replacement if we don't decide to play Leroy every game. So I don't really know what to do with him. We might keep him. We might let him out and see what happens. And next up, last but not least, we've got Josu Fernandez, who is a Spanish right back, 2.5 stars of current ability. No, not 2.5. To just to 2 stars of current ability, 4.5 stars of potential. Decent first division player, could improve a lot. He comes in from the C team of Real San Sebastian for £12 million. I think very much the first season he's going to be a backup, playing as and when he can get on. Obviously, with our usual right back, which his name completely escapes me. Francis Boateng, obviously playing week in, week out. This is the squad at the moment. I'm sure there might be movement at some point, but it does look pretty good. Obviously, goalkeepers completely fine. I think the defense has probably been the strongest it's ever been, because Yasin Leroy, yeah, he doesn't look great, but I think he's a little bit of an upgrade from Aurelio, so I don't think he looks too bad. And obviously left backs, I think when Kieran Volmar is back and fit, he'll be playing week in, week out, because that just screams potential. We've got a lot of high potential players, and within 5 years' time, when they're all top quality, this team, it's going to be unstoppable. It really will be. And when Dave Lacroix is firing, because I'm sure he will at some point, this team is going places. This team is going to win the league within the next 2 years, potentially this season. But let's see what the media think of us. They are predicting us to finish 4th once again. Sissoko is in the Dream 11. I never thought I'd see the day. We've got a player in the Dream 11. Knew him, Sissoko. What a man. What a guy. What's our potential projected 11? I think, to be fair, that's pretty spot on. Sissoko obviously in goal. A back 4. Boateng, Sergio, Servas, and Leno. Obviously, Volmar would be left back, but Leno will have to play because he's injured. Prenti at the base of the midfield. Lacroix and Hernandez, possibly Costa Silva, but Lacroix will definitely be playing. Barberio on the left. Smear is out on the right. Mikael Jensen. That is pretty much spot on. That is, I can't believe it. That's spot on. I think we can't probably, if we get a win this first game of the season, I dread to think what's going to happen this season. We could potentially win the title. We could win everything. That's how good this team can potentially be. So I think that's probably where we will wrap up, because I don't think we've got any other transfer business that we need to do. So I will see you all in the next episode, where we will start life in the Champions League once again, but hopefully we get to the Champions League final and go on and win it. And more importantly, we will be playing our first game of the brand new season against Real Madrid. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.